I want to point out a few things that I think, well, stand out to me. And while I have absolutely no inside knowledge of anything, I wonder if this couldn't be a kind of subtle subliminal messaging going on. Now, the emblem that I'm showing you right now is the emblem of the Los Angeles Rams, the NFL football team, which won the Super Bowl last February, uh, February of 2022. This Super Bowl took place on February the 13th. That was um, approximately a week and a half prior to Russia invading Ukraine. There was a lot of tension at that time. There was a lot of talk that Russia might invade Ukraine, but there were also naysayers saying it's not going to happen. But in any case, there was a lot of energy being devoted to the situation with Ukraine, particularly the disputed territory in the Donbass region, which of course none of the people backing Ukraine, none of the NATO cheerleader types in the West know what the Donbass is. I shouldn't say none, but I would say 90 to 95% of them don't have any clue. The word Donbass, say that word to them, or say Minsk Accord to them, or say Azov Battalion to them, and their faces will go blank. But anyway, I'm getting a little far afield. This is the emblem of the Los Angeles Rams now. The Rams won the Super Bowl in their native town, in their home stadium. I'm not sure if that's important or not, but it is kind of unusual. And so the Rams, this is their emblem. This is their team colors, and notice that their team colors are exactly the colors of the flag of Ukraine, blue and yellow. I guess the lettering is white, but mostly what we see here is the yellow ram's horn with the blue background that exactly matches the coloration of the Ukrainian flag. Okay, so what am I claiming here? Am I saying that it's all controlled? Am I saying that the powers that be saw to it that the Rams won, so that these colors would be in our minds? I'm not at that point, at least not yet, where I think. There's probably a lot of skullduggery going on in professional sports. I mean, there are probably events that are scripted. Probably some games are intentionally won or lost. But Super Bowl, gosh, the stakes are pretty high there. So I'm not ready to make that kind of assertion that everybody was in on some kind of fix to see to it that the Rams won, in order that these colors be thrust into the subconscious of the hundreds of millions or billions of viewers that the Super Bowl always gets. It's the most watched event around the world, and interesting that this should happen again. Just I think exactly 11 days before the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Well, just recently, and here's where you can call me paranoid, you can call me nuts, you can call me crazy, but I know that the powers that be conduct these kinds of what do we call them? They see to it that these sorts of arrangements are made. and it's not so, that it's not so implausible to me that they would work through, major companies, uh, like perhaps Booking.com. So this is an advertisement. You can't see the whole thing here. It's a cozy cottage in the country, Booking.com, and this is what I wrote for my Instagram channel, my Instagram page. Companies be decking their ads in garish blue and yellow colors. Subliminal pro-NATO messaging re-Ukraine. I know what you chumps are up to. Yeah. I mean, look, you got the yellow and the blue. Again, there's no real reason for this coloration uh, to be a part of this ad. Is it just accidental that these are the exact colors of Ukraine, of the Ukrainian flag? And of course, what wasn't it the whole the whole op, after Russia's invasion, which in fact was not some new thing, but was rather a move carried out by Russia, that was in answer to several years of hostility between Western Ukraine and Eastern Ukraine, which the eastern part of what is the disputed territory of Ukraine is mostly made up of Russian-speaking people who identify as Russian. Western Ukraine is made up of Ukrainian-speaking people who identify as Ukrainian, and who think that the entire region of what is called Ukraine now should be Ukraine. But the republics in the east want to break away and not be a part of Ukraine. Generally speaking, that's where things stand right now, and that's the source of the dispute. It's not Russia losing their marbles, going out of their mind. It's not Putin deciding to be a warmonger and deciding to try to reconquer all of Eastern Europe and bring back the golden years of the Soviet Union and all the countries that were under the Iron Curtain. It's simply about putting up a fight against NATO imperialism, NATO steady Eastern expansion, American-backed NATO imperialism. So we have a company like Booking.com putting out an ad like this, showing these colors, and then let me show you what I saw today. Okay, so this is a custom link. Show your spirit on and off the field with your mascot on custom uniforms, jerseys, and athletic apparel for your team. Okay, once again, yellow and blue. This time it's blue lettering and a yellow background. Unlike with the Rams, the LA Rams, it was the yellow picture with a blue background. But it's the same thing, the same colors, and it's play with prize, what it says, but it's chopped off here. Anyhow, there's no particular reason why this ad should have these particular colors. Am I suggesting some coordinated effort between the powers that be in Washington and in Brussels and elsewhere, and companies, corporations across America and across the Western world? Yes, I am suggesting that. I'm saying that is what is going on. What is likely going on. I shouldn't speak so categorically because, again, this is just me with my observations. But these are at least two examples of what I'm talking about. And I know there have been others because I remember noting this as a trend and but just not really thinking enough of it to make note of it, much less record a video about it. But you still see some people still some NPCs, if I may use that language. I'm using it, with some reservation, because I don't really like to talk about people that way. But there are people who are normies or who are NPCs who just go with the latest thing and think that and feel important and feel like they're contributing to a great cause and feel like they're on the right side of history and all that sort of thing. And billions and billions and billions of money is being sent over to fund the war effort, so that this terrible war can be prolonged, instead of sending peace brokers to try to stop this war from happening. Whoever's at fault, like you can sort of, as you can piece together from what I'm saying here, I am sympathetic with Russia in this battle, but that doesn't mean that I think the war is good. It doesn't mean that I think that the invasion was a good thing to was a worthy campaign necessarily. It doesn't mean that I like seeing death and destruction take place. I don't. This needs to, and it doesn't, and I don't like seeing people suffer either. But it seems that our leaders want this war to continue, to keep going on. They want us to subliminally, at least, they want to send out these messages to us to subliminally take sides with NATO. And again, that's who you're really rooting for. When you're rooting for Ukraine, when you think you're rooting for Ukraine to in fighting back against Russia, who gets framed as this bully, who's just trying to take over a smaller country. What you're really being manipulated into supporting is NATO and their illegitimate campaign to expand ever eastward. So there you go. These are my thoughts on these ads. What do y'all think? Am I crazy? Let me know.